Hey guys, welcome back to Makeup and Hustle. My name is Vidhi and we are creating this look today, so stay tuned. So let's start out by pulling our hair back. So I'm just using a couple of pins to push my hair back, and then we're going to dive right in with primers. So I'm using two today. I'm using a hydrating one from Flower Beauty, and I'm just using my fingers to apply that as usual. This one I'm going to apply all over my face and make sure that it sort of melts into my skin and I get that glow from within look. And then I'm going to follow it up with a pore minimizing primer. So this is from Maybelline. This is their Baby Skin Pore Eraser Primer. And this one I'm concentrating just in my T-zone. And then whatever is left, I'm sort of dragging it out, but mainly concentrating majority of the product in the T-zone where majority of my pores are. And again, I'm using the same technique of pushing it into my skin. And then following that up with a foundation. So I'm going in with a full coverage one today. We're going for more of like a glam sort of a makeup look, and I like full coverage looks for full coverage foundations for that. So using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear foundation, I've dotted it on, and then I'm just spraying my face with the Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray. This just enhances the longevity of the foundation, and it also makes it waterproof. So I'm using a sponge to blend that all over my face. I'm actually pushing the product in. That is the key. You want to push it in so that way it becomes one with the skin. But using the setting spray technique actually ensures that you get a really long-lasting makeup throughout the day. My makeup did not bunch even one bit, like it didn't even rub off my nose even though I had a mask on. So it's a really good technique to try out. Then I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. I'm just dotting it in the standard usual places, and then a couple of spots extra where I'm breaking out of late. Because I'm going for a glam look, I decided to sort of highlight the center of my face as well. And I did not highlight my forehead because I feel like whatever is left on the sponge does that trick for you. But I'm taking my time to blend it out, and I'm really making sure that I'm pushing it in so that it doesn't crease in my fine lines or anything like that. And once you do this technique, it's essential to set it straight away, because then you get a lot of creasing happening and stuff like that. So once you set it with powder, you can avoid majority of that creasing from the oils coming through. So for that, I'm just using the Australis Fresh and Flawless, and I'm using a brush. That way you get a really light product, and it doesn't sort of cake up or anything like that underneath your eyes. So using that to set my under eyes as well as my eyelids, and that just again ensures smooth blending of eyeshadows on top. I'm setting everywhere that I used a concealer with a brush, this small brush, and then I'm using a bigger brush and setting the rest of the face with the same powder still. Again, I'm going in with powder products today, so just using a face powder ensures smooth blending. And then going in with my bronzer. So this is from Revlon Skin Lights. This is a really nice cool tone bronzer. You can even use it to contour if you wanted to. I tend to get my bronzer to do most of the work for me. And I'm just the usual places where I contour, that's where I'm applying it. And again, using a really light hand that just sort of diffuses the product out really, really well. Changed my brush to this one. This is from Flower Beauty. It came in one of their palettes, and I'm using that to contour my nose, and I'm also just taking it around my eyelids, just a little bit below my brow where it starts, and I feel like that just gave me a really nice nose contour. I think this was like one of the best ones I've had in a while. So I really, really love that technique. So do try it out, just taking it and like curving it into your eye socket. But for blush today, I'm using the L'Oreal Melon Dollar Baby Blush, I think something like that. I believe all the names and products that I've used down below. But while I apply my blush, I would really, really appreciate if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel and hitting the like button. It does help me out loads. I really, really appreciate that. But then I'm using this Maybelline highlighter. This is, I think, the Molten Gold one. Really, really love this. It's a really beautiful highlight, really stunning, and you know, it just sort of makes an impact. And then I'm doing my brows off camera. So this is the Morphe Cold Brew Brow Powder. Love it. It's time for eyes. I did have a little bit of a break because we had a new guest installed in our place, so I did have to sort of take an hour break for that. But because of that, I'm just setting my eyes again with that powder, and then I'm going in with the Flower Beauty Concrete Jungle eyeshadow palette. This is not one of my favorites, but it did come out really, really pretty for this one because of the sheens that this palette has. I feel like the eye look just looks incredible. I did decide to use the first shade in that palette to just sort of give me a tiny little depth in my crease. It doesn't do much because it's such a light shade, but it just sort of enhanced it just a tiny bit more. Then I'm going in with this goldeny sort of a shade, and I'm applying that all over my eyelids. I wanted like that classy festival, you know, Indian festival makeup look, like the one that is just, you know, you cannot go wrong with that. It's just one of those classic looks that just looks great every time. So that was the idea with this one today. And then I'm going in with a deeper shade and just deepening up the outer corner and just sort of dragging it up a little bit into my crease. And then I'm going in with the first shade that we used on a big fluffy brush, and then I'm using that to help me blend the shadows out. I mean, they're really, really easy to blend, so you really don't even need it, but I just felt like it would just sort of tie in the shades really beautifully. So just decided to use that, and take your time with this step. I mean, you know, the intensity that you want and the build that you want, the more layers you do, the more intense the outer corner would be. So it's just up to your liking. But I'm using the same darker shade on my lower lash line as well. I do like doing this. I feel like it just sort of ties in everything together, and it just creates a bit more depth. I apologize for the birds. I'm actually doing this in my living room, and I really love the brightness in this room, so sorry about the birds. But then I'm using an icy inner corner highlight today. I just felt like that clash and that sort of two-tone look looks really sort of different. So that's what I ended up going for, and I did manage to highlight my brow bone as well. Just concentrate that in the arch, and then just lining my eyes with a kohl pencil, because I was thinking I wanted to smudge it, but I didn't actually smudge it. But I think it would look really pretty if you do decide to smudge it, but just bringing it out ever so slightly. And then before I do my mascara, I always like to set my face. Sometimes the mascara tends to run, so I do this step before. For mascara, I went in with the Maybelline Lash Lift, and then for lip liner, I'm going in with the Essence Soft Contouring Lip Pencil, and I believe this was in Big Proposal. And I'm also going to be not only lining my lips, but also filling them in a little bit. And this is where that sort of clash of colors comes in place. So I'm using a warm toned lipstick for now. This is from Maybelline, and then I'm going in with a cooler toned lipstick. This is from L'Oreal. I'll leave the shade names down below. But that pretty much wraps up the look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a fun festive season. Take care, you guys. Until next time, bye.